the Baykeeper. If you could follow the Friends of Liberty Park on social media, and if there's committee meetings during the week, if you can go to it, letters to the editor always help. And we will just keep fighting for this precious park and to get the Protection Act passed with no amendments. And what the billionaire wants to do is relocate 3 golf holes from the other side of Chapel Avenue to where Caven Point is for eye candy for the millionaire golfers. And they actually have their own land for what they say they need: hospitality for VIPs and staging. And they're wanting a golf academy where they say thousands of inner city youth will flock to it to learn how to play golf. Where next to their $40 million clubhouse is an 11-acre vacant property which they own, where they wanted the casino hotel resort. They can use that land. They could build a golf academy, put 89 stories on top of it if they want. And adjacent to the golf course is a 27-acre Army Reserve land, which I'm sure that Senator Menendez or Senator Booker can help facilitate their getting. So they have their own land. They just want to have this precious natural area that's right by the bay. So that's the story. We're fighting a multi-billionaire who wants to destroy this public land, which is priceless urban habitat and natural area. So I want to thank the Hudson Sierra chapter and the New Jersey Sierra chapter. Jeff Tittle in the Sierra group of Jersey has been in every coalition over the decades. He spoke at our recent rally that many of you came to, and he had a dramatic moment where he said, "We're teed off, and we're not gonna let them tee off on our land." And I thank all the associations. The local associations are in a coalition. It's on the Friends website. If you click the blue banner, it says Protection Act. You'll get to, I think the top title says coalition. We have over 65 organizations, local, state, and regional, who have signed on. So the more organizations, the better. And I think a lot of you got the handout. There's a political cartoon in the Star Ledger today, which calls a billionaire an invasive species and has the name fireman on the jacket. So it's just a greedy plan that goes totally against the public good. And what we all want is this park to be for people and for nature for generations to come. So thank you for fighting for Liberty State Park, and the park needs you. This is a war that we're in against a billionaire.
Let me ask 2 quick questions. One is, I know there's a walk next weekend.
Thank you. Yes.
And second question is, the boardwalk to Caven Point, the beach and all that area, is closed as of March 1st for bird nesting. Why isn't, if birds nest there and it's closed, why isn't it already protected? So 2 parts.
Well, the boardwalk is closed from March 1st on because of the nesting and the breeding. And so, but the superintendent does want to work on having the boardwalk be a loop with railings and have it be open all year round, and just have a clear barricade so people don't go onto the beach. A lot of the birds do nesting. So that would be in the future, but that's just not going to happen any day soon. But it would be great if that boardwalk was open all year long. And thanks for reminding me about the walk. Mandy, who worked with John a couple of times, she's going to be leading a guided nature walk starting at noon, from noon to 2 next Sunday. You can park across the street from the public boat launch lot at the beginning of Pesin Drive, right past the diner. It's the Camp Liberty parking lot. You can park there. So from the boat launch lot, we'll walk out to Caven Point, and it's a nature walk. It's not a protest, but we'll bring a banner. There'll probably be a couple of photo ops for us. The more people, the better. But it's just a real, and then there'll be a little scavenger hunt for kids, so it's for all ages. So and it's on Friends Facebook as an event.
Sunday.
So next Sunday at noon.
Question out here?
Sam, thanks for all the work that you do.
Yeah.
My question here, speaks to some of the environmental issues that are going on at Liberty State Park, and particularly at the golf course. And I'm just curious to know from your perspective, given some of the mapping from the NJDEP about chromium contamination in and around that area, and particularly at the golf course, why the Sierra Club and other members have not used the chromium contamination that's available publicly at the golf course as another staying point around the exposure that the golf course knowingly has been not telling people about, but also just with the availability of information from the NJDEP about contamination in those areas that are historically known to have been part of that golf course. That is another strategy that we in WordF, related to the chromium, that we've identified both at 900 Garfield Avenue as well as in Society Hill, where 1.5 million tons of chromium contamination was identified after they built Society Hill. And in the lawsuit that the community brought against the owners of the property at Society Hill, many of the developments historically in Jersey City that have been chromium contaminated for many, many years, including the golf course, have been subjected to quickie cleanups by the NJDEP, which really are not cleanups. So I would just encourage the group to consider the possibility of also raising the issue of chromium contamination on the golf course itself currently as another way to stymie their attempt to try to take over larger parts of that park.
Absolutely, good idea.
Sure. Well, I'm not familiar with the golf course cleanup. They say they cleaned up, they built the golf course, so I
They
can
said the
certainly
same thing
look
about
at that.
Society Hill, and then there was 1.5
Yeah.
million tons of toxic waste that was identified after testing was required.
Right. So I'd love to speak with you afterwards, but they are putting out misinformation, saying one justification for them getting Caven Point is they'll clean it up. But the DP, the New York Times story, and in other ways has made it very clear that Caven Point requires no further action of remediation to clean it up. It's totally fine for its passive recreation uses on Caven Point. So they're just lying when they say, oh, they have to get it, so they'll clean it up. But if they, which with our fighting, they're not gonna get it. But if they did, they would have to clean up Caven Point, because golfing is called active recreation. But as it is now, it is totally fine, needing no further remediation. Now, in the park, in the middle of the park, and that's a whole nother discussion, is that is going to be moving forward. That's 235-acre interior restoration plan. And in May or June, there's going to be a public meeting about it. The stage was set by the public stopping a golf course, 225-acre golf course and 150-acre golf course in the middle of the park, and stopping a commercial water park. And it's going to be a wonderland of diverse ecology. There'll be freshwater wetlands, there'll be a tidal sawmarsh channel, tidal channel coming in from the Hudson River under Freedom Way. And so that's going to move forward. And the only good thing Governor Christie did was he found money from natural resource damage awards, really even $30–40 million, to move that restoration forward. And so another lie by the golf course saying, oh, they're going to help clean up the middle of the park, but their money is not needed because the money's already there. And there is some, I think, not a lot, but there is some chromium in the middle of the park that'll 100% be taken care of, because they're going to put, I think, a foot of fill in that restoration area. So I'd love to talk to you, but thank you for bringing that up.
So, just to respect everybody's time, like, we're definitely going to be hanging out here. Sam is going to be here. I'm going to be here. You know, I'm part of the publicity committee and strategy, so we definitely need to come together to put the word out.
Yeah, let me say a couple of things to piggyback on that, if I can.
Thank you, everybody.
We're gonna
Thank
have
you.
to-
Thank you.
To Sam and John after, talk to the Sierra Club group if you'd like to get involved. We'd really love to get some more people involved. We'll do the drawing in about 60 seconds. We have an active political committee, and we have a series of meetings with public officials coming up this spring. We'd like some people to join us.
Please definitely speak to me before you leave. Let me know. I know you firsthand, because we need to come together as a county to kind of mobilize these things.
Right. And there's the Stop the Carney power plant campaign, there's some information there, Ace knows a little more about that.
I want to just introduce Hector Sinclair, is running in the primary and 8th district, 8th congressional district, and he's nice enough to come and join us today. We haven't seen Representative Series yet. I don't know why that is, but we haven't seen him. So.
Hey everybody, so as I said, I'm running in the 8th district for Congress.
Real quick.
Yeah, if anybody lives in Alveo Sierra's district, I have a petition to get on the ballot. If you know that he's not a fighter for the environment and you think that we should have an environmentalist in Congress, please see me at some point and sign my petition so I can get on the ballot. And I'm also here with freeholder candidate Elena Little, who is an environmental engineer, and she's also running for freeholder in Jersey City. So if you live in the 4th district of Jersey City, please see her to sign her petition. We could definitely use your help to make sure that we put up a good fight this year.
All right,
Reach down, no looking.
All right.
My name comes out, I'm going to throw it away and hit another one.
Did you, my name?
No,
Calendar.
All right, we have Noah Navarro.
All right. Hey, Sam, would you do the next one? This next one is for a Sierra Club backpack. Reach deep down.